a cursed Reaper Knight, soulbound twins, and an epic adventure of mystery, mayhem, and magic. This isn't exactly a quote from the book or anything, it's just something that is written on the back of the book and something that Ellie Raine told me about when I met her at Anime Weekend Atlanta about a year ago. My name is Kat the Crow-Winged Author, and today we're going to do another episode of Book Talk, this time talking about Ellie Raine's phenomenal series, the NecroSeam Chronicles, the first book of which I've read all the way through and just absolutely love it. And that book is called Willow of Ashes. So I mentioned before in the Q&A video that Ellie Raine's writing is one of those kinds of writings that I just absolutely love because it makes you just it's one of those soap opera things where it's just why are you only doing this now? Why didn't you do this back then? It's you understand from a writer and a reader's perspective, that it's to build suspense, to just draw out that conflict. But it's at the same time and everything, it's why? Just why? But that's one thing that Ellie actually does really well with her writing and everything, is that she actually goes through multiple people's points of view in her series, and it talks about everybody's perspective on one certain topic, what they're going through, their thoughts on it, and stuff like that. And I will say this, anyone who loves gothic dark fantasy and elements of magic, and also characters with animal features, and that is in that and the animal features are very, very broad spectrum and everything, you'll definitely love this series. Willow of Ashes starts out with a little bit of an into the action scene in the prologue and everything, because it starts from Xavier's point of view, and it talks about how Xavier is fighting for his life, and then all of a sudden he finds himself trapped within the soul and body of his twin. And Willow of Ashes basically goes throughout the entire thing of over the 6 years they've basically learned to coexist with each other in the same body. They've had to keep this a very big secret from everybody in the realm of death, because the King of Grimm, the Death King, is one of the most profound Reapers, and if it was found out that a NecroSeam was not severed and at the time of death, that the soul would basically rot. And it's very, very odd, because what has happened to Xavier and Alex, his twin brother, is very much unheard of, and you learn later on that it's actually having to do with a prophecy. I won't go headlong into the prophecy, but I will definitely be talking about the aesthetics of the book and everything. Ellie's attention to detail when it comes to how some shifters vary from others, and the magic of each kingdom and everything, is really, really profound. There are 5 kingdoms, each one with a certain deity. You have Grimm, which is the Death Kingdom. You have the Sky Kingdom. You also have the Ocean Kingdom. You have the Kingdom of Land, and you also have the Kingdom of Dream. The Kingdom of Dream is really, really interesting because it doesn't technically exist on what is called the mortal plane, but it is very interesting to just see little bits and pieces of citizens from the Dream Kingdom just interact with the corporeal world, and it's it's very, very humorous and everything. There are some very humorous little scenes in this, because it's some of the interactions between Alex and Xavier Alex and Xavier, when either one of them is in control of the body, and they're talking, and one of them has to talk out loud obviously to no one, and the son and the brother, the Psyche, actually has to answer. I mean, it's absolutely hysterical. But that combined with the banter that they have with their friend Jacques and stuff like that, it's really, really interesting. I will say this, when I do say gothic dark fantasy, I really do mean gothic dark fantasy. And it's like, in some of those instances, I really was like, oh my gosh, I cannot listen, but I had to listen in order to understand what's going on. Yeah. A little bit of a disclaimer. I was actually reading the book at first, but then I discovered the audiobooks, and because I don't really have a whole lot of time to read, I actually ended up listening to the audiobook. And for anyone who has a job like mine, where they are constantly on their feet and they can't work and they can't really write or read all that often in the middle of like downtime or anything, it's like an audiobook is a good way to go. I have to say that when I told Ellie of the relationships and everything, it's like, and like all of the like obvious like secrets that had to be held and everything, it's like, it's just wow. And when we were actually talking about it and everything, I asked her about the artwork on the book. She is actually a graphic designer, and she designed these covers herself when she split from her publishing house, and she self-published everything else. Self-published everything else again. That being said about the audiobooks and everything from earlier on, I would definitely recommend getting the paperback book, because there's a lot of information in the backs of the book that talk about the world and everything. A character reference sheet talks about different kinds of magic from each of the five kingdoms, and also goes into a minerals list. The reason because is the Reapers that are in charge of dealing with the demons known as Necrophera, which are rotten souls and the corpses that and the corpses of and their former corpses, and then their necroseams were never snapped or reaped. It talks about that the weapons are either made purely of or alloyed with a mineral called soul crystal. And they make a very big point that only weapons alloyed or made of this spirit crystal are actually able to reap the seams of Necrophera and those who have died. Which I thought was a very interesting little detail, because it's like, because it's like when other genres and stories visit this topic, you never exactly see what they mean. I mean, it is literally never explained why a Reaper is able to reap souls, whether it be by magic or by the weapon that they wield. So Ellie did a very good job in sort of like adding in that detail for further, just to help us further understand. The book is definitely a must read, and I just absolutely love it, and it's like, hey, why wouldn't I talk about it on here if I didn't love it? I've always made the distinction that authors should focus more on the art of storytelling than making a profit, and Ellie has definitely mastered the art of storytelling. I had actually read where this series was actually meant to be a video game, and then she took a creative writing course, and then she just turned the entire aspect of the game into this 5-book series, and it's like, wow, what a turn. And that actually inspired me to take some of the scripts that I was doing for manga work when I was still in college, and I've actually completely rewritten them, or in the process of rewriting them and turning them into books myself. I'll get on to my writing projects in another video, and I will also be talking about it in the live on April 26th and April 29th. I literally cannot say a whole lot about Willow of Ashes without spoiling it, but it's just like, definitely read it for the twists and turns and like just to see how Xavier and Alex have to battle being within the same body, and then trying to find out where Xavier's body is, because that's what starts the entire journey, is that their mother, who is also their master Reaper Knight, sends them on a mission to find this ghost who knows where, who may know where his body is. And that in and of itself is full of shenanigans, and it's just absolutely full of shenanigans. Specifically because it's like, okay, we have to keep our secret, but at the same time, we also have to hide our identities. And they do meet, they definitely meet new allies along the way. They meet a new Reaper brother named Octavius, who did not know he was a Reaper, but can definitely be, he can definitely be pointed out as a Reaper because he's got a messenger raven following him. That's also another interesting little detail as well, because it's like, for all the Reapers and everything, you know that they are a Reaper Knight if they have these messenger ravens, and it's like, and each one of them has their own name, and it's very, very interesting to see how she ties in all those details. But besides that, I literally cannot tell you guys anything else. You'll just have to read it or listen to the audiobook yourselves. Because it's a very interesting series so far. I finished Willow of Ashes about a week ago, and then I immediately started on Orbs of Azure, which is book 2. Whew. And let me just say, Orbs of Azure is, yeah, it's intense. It's intense. But that is all that I've got for this video and everything. If you guys are interested in Willow of Ashes and the rest of the NecroSeam Chronicles series by Ellie Raine, I will put her link for her website and also for her Amazon listing in the description below. And I will also put a link for my Amazon listing for my debut novel, Arboriah Lux, down in the description under that. Ellie has helped me a lot with navigating the self-publishing process and everything, and I really am so thankful for that. And I thought I would do this video because her series deserves a whole lot of love, because of like, it's something that you really want to see as a movie, but at the same time you don't, because you don't want to see how some people may mess up that just absolute magic that you get from just reading it yourself. For more updates on my writing projects and also about this channel, I will leave my socials in the description below, for my Facebook page, for my author journey, my Twitter, my Instagram, my TikTok, because I will still be doing videos on TikTok. And I will also put the link for the Discord server down underneath my socials link. The Discord server is still in heavy beta and everything, but it's a community for all of us to come and talk about books, to talk about what we like, to talk about what we don't like, talk about tropes that are our favorites, tropes that are extremely overdone, and also the sharing of writing memes, D&D memes, and all that jazz, because the members that are there in my Discord server right now are everybody from my Dungeons and Dragons group that I have actually not been able to do any campaigns with, because my friend and her husband recently made a move and they just had a baby. So right now we're all just sharing memes indefinitely. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please subscribe and ring the bell for more notifications and more videos. Leave a comment down below for any books that you particularly like and why you like them. And also, the sweepstakes giveaway is still going on. If you guys want to be a part of it to get a autographed copy of my debut novel, Arboriah Lux, I need you to please put your username down below, specifically because it's going to be very important to like to get all those names done. I only have literally 5 people, and only 2 of them I really know that really want to get the book and everything, just because they've been so supportive. The 3 others are from TikTok, and I don't even know if they specifically want a copy of the book. They never told me in the comments of any of those videos. So if you guys want to be part of the sweepstakes giveaway and everything, please, for the love of heavens, please put your username down below and I will add it to the list. But in the meantime, this has been Kat the Crow-Winged Author with another episode of Book Talk, and I hope you guys have a very wonderful day. Bye guys!